You got,
And we're back.
we're back. We're back, people. We're back. Took a little longer this time. I guess that song before our opener pissed me off even more.
Really?
Do we got anybody on yet, Doug?
No, not yet.
Oh boy. Let me know when we do. Let me know when we do. Oh boy. We'll just start getting into the show, huh?
Yeah. And the first word we said was Trump.
Yeah. We should have somebody. There we go. We got people coming back on now.
All right. Good deal.
What are we up to? Just Joe Gibbon?
A couple people.
All right. We're sorry. Not us.
They must have been
pissed off. They must have been pissed off because we added an extra song. Doug, it's not coming off.
I know.
They must have been pissed off because we added an extra song before today. So, all right, people, here we are. we played a song, played our opener that they get mad about.
Right.
This how fucked up this is. While they had us kicked off, and we were having a hell of a time getting back on, I see over in the corner Sony, Doug, it was Sony and YouTube and them sent us a notice saying that, yeah, you're okay to play that song. So they kicked, we can't
every week, same thing.
We can't make shit up like this, Doug. I wish I could. So here we are back. We play the songs, then we go into what a fucked up administration we got and say Trump, and boom, we're off.
Right.
So sorry we offended you, Facebook.
Yeah.
Not really, but I said sorry. So will you let us go now?
Let me. And I was just getting ready to do the scroller because we ran the whole show last week without it, and they didn't have a problem with that.
You know what, Joe? Doug, Joe's comment. No, we're not, and that's the problem. We're really not in the scheme of things. We got a core bunch of people watch us, but honestly, I believe they don't want us to do that, go that route. You know, they don't do this to Joe Rogan or, we ain't even close to something like that. I know that, but we ain't pimple on his ass. But, they don't want it. They don't want little shows like this to gain traction.
Because this is ground roots. It's your neighbors and your friends, which that affects a lot of people more than because everybody knows if you listen to like a Joe Rogan, everybody goes and does whatever. But when you listen to a small show, you're really listening to what's being said, and maybe they don't like it. The first word we said was Trump, and that was the end of it.
I mean, here I am in my fucking garage, and Doug's in his office in his house, and no worries about this, but whatever.
All right.
All right, Doug.
Should we try again?
Let's try. Take 28.
All right, here we go. So
I can do that. See, now they can have 5 million variants. We can do take 28.
Right.
Go ahead.
Which the one is B2.A or BA.2 or something. That's the new one. That's the one that's probably going to hit right around election time.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, that's less than 90 days away. And we're going to talk about something. Ohioans, you forgot all about it. And you're going to make a decision come November without all the facts. We'll talk about that. But let's talk about Trump's fishing expedition down in Mar-a-Lago.
All right.
So they basically said when they went in, and they did release all the paperwork. Did you read it? Did you have a chance to read it?
No.
All of it's online. So they did find, 20, 30 cases of paperwork. Some really listed out as classified, top secret, things like that. First question that I have, which you might be able to answer, way more than I do.
Yeah, okay.
Did Trump really walk out of the White House with 20-some cases of papers under his arm?
Yeah,
Okay.
they were recording, filming him leaving the White House, and he's
And
walking out.
I
Bring a third limo up, putting him in a trunk.
right.
Yeah, and nobody saw that, right?
Right. Two, I don't think that he packs his own paper. Pretty sure he didn't go, okay, this one goes, this piece of paper right here goes, that I don't need, this one I need. I don't think he did that. So here's the third question, the big question, and I do know a little bit about this. I had a top secret clearance when I was in the Marine Corps.
Okay.
You can't move a document without signatures and verifications and stuff like that. If you were to take that document and just read it, you had to sign off on it. If you moved it from one place to another, it has to be signed for. There's no top secret document. Let's see, there's classified, there's a second one, and then top secret, at least when I was there. That document doesn't just, I don't give it to you and go, oh, read this over, give it back to me when you're done, or I'll pick it up later. That's not how it happens. So who was responsible for the documents? If he does indeed have it, if he has a top secret document, how'd he get it?
Well, that same question I asked last week, or the same statement I made, is, it's bad enough through the years you always question the government, but there's not one person in this country right now trusts the government. So that's a good question that I can't answer. I don't even think the government can answer it. Yeah, there's people that can answer, but I'm sure we're not going to like the people that can answer.
Well,
because right now they're going to say, well, he moved them without our consent. And that's what they're saying.
He can't get them. He can't get. They don't leave them.
Well,
they don't give you.
Evidently, he can. They found him.
Yeah, obviously something happened. But like, if I was the president, you were the vice president, and there's a top secret document, we don't keep it on our desk and look at it later. It's read and moved.
Why didn't we go after Hillary Clinton like this? Why?
Well, that's what he's saying. That's what he's saying.
Why? Other presidents. There's not one president that didn't do some crooked shit through their time. I don't give a shit. I don't care how squeaky clean you thought a president was. They did some crooked shit. Anybody in Washington did some crooked shit to get there. Why aren't we exposing some of that shit? Why didn't we ever go? I mean, well, we the people are okay with Trump running for office, but the problem is the administration in Washington isn't, and the Bilderberg group, in my opinion, isn't. Do I want Trump to run for president again? Honest truth, no.
Right, I don't either.
Do I want DeSantis to run with Trump in his ear? Yep,
I agree.
That's where I'm at. Now, when it comes down to it, if Trump runs and it's Trump and Biden, you got him right. I'm voting for Trump. If you watch at the end of the show, you watch the clip we're going to play, and it's Trump talking. And I'm telling you, it just come out, Doug. What was that, a day ago it come out or something?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just found it. I found it 2 minutes before we come on the show, to be honest with you. But everything he says in this clip is right, though. Everything he says is right in 2 years. So is there a way to fix it? I'm sure he's got ways he thinks he can fix it. It's not going to what took 4 years to build back up took actually about 12 months to destroy. Now he's got extra, another year to add on to what he's already destroyed. But if Trump gets elected again in 2024, does anybody really think that he'll be able to concentrate on fixing America? He'll be too busy fighting all these battles. And
think about it. He did that for the first 4 that he did.
It'll be even worse now.
And right. And he could have done so much better had he had all his direction focused.
Yeah, they tried to impeach him twice. And he was out of office, and they were still trying to hold that impeachment. If you can,
Yeah.
but do I want to see Trump involved? Yes, but I want to see him just like Obama's in the earpiece of Biden. I want to see Trump in the earpiece of DeSantis. But DeSantis is polished. He's polished.
Yeah.
He's a better.
Yeah.
He's a better speaker.
He's a better liar than the rest of them.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what, Dave? I agree with that, but maybe that's what we need too, Doug. Who knows? Tammy in Georgia, he might be.
Well, in Georgia, he's indicted.
He's indicted.
He is indicted by a grand jury for interference with election results.
Election tampering, interference with
Yeah.
election.
Yeah.
They're going after him.
Now, what everybody's saying is this is worse than this whole deal with the classified paperwork and top secret. Now,
This can land his ass in jail.
yes. Now, the other thing that you're going to hear, start listening because, we're going to say it here on our little show, and then you're going to start hearing it over the next few weeks. Espionage. That is what they're going to try Trump on for having these classified documents.
Man, when's the last time you heard that word?
Correct. Back in World War I.
I mean, is it really been that long, Doug?
It has been, yeah.
So we're in a world of hurt in this country. Inflation's off the chart. Dave Lowry's on here watching. He can tell you. We'd have talked about it. Since I've been around Parkertown, Corey, for example, I don't think I've ever seen the stockpiles this high, Doug, in the middle of August from production, slowing production up. It's scary. And, it says a lot when I'm limestone quarry, stockpiles start going up in the middle of August. But, it could change. Who knows? But we got empty shelves. We got, gas
just to put it
sites.
in perspective, in 2008, did you have stockpiles of rock?
I wasn't.
You weren't cutting rock.
Yeah. They at Wagner Corey. I wasn't at Parkertown. Wagner's a different story, but yeah, the stockpiles were up, and they were, it was. But I can tell you, since 2008, since 2010, since I've been at Parkertown in 2010, out there doing stuff. No, I don't think I've ever.
What about
seen
in 20 and 21 during COVID?
No.
So this is different.
Yeah, in my opinion, Dave might know more because he's up top there. Dave works for the Corey, but Dave's on there. Dave's just said no. He's never seen him this high in August, and it's scary because you can see what's coming down the pike, and instead of concentrating on what we need to concentrate on, we're concentrating on fucking documents at Mar-a-Lago and everything else, and then lying, going on, TV and saying there's not a recession. There's not, we're passing inflation reduction bills that
don't have anything to do with it.
Have anything to do with inflation and have everything to do with coming after us, the middle class people.
And if you're a business owner,
business owner, small business, especially, here.
What they say, 800,000 people or 80,000?
800,000. Is it 800 or 80? I can't remember what it was.
I can't remember, but they're all.
It tripled the workforce.
They're designed only to do audits on, and they said middle class is where they think they're going to get the money.
There you go. 33 years and hasn't seen it this side before.
So what does that mean?
That means fucking a lot of jobs are going to be slowing up.
Like I don't know.
Months.
I don't know what you do with.
Listen, every road that's made, every concrete that's poured,
87,000.
87,000. Okay, there's a stone base to it. Limestone's used in asphalt. Limestone's used in concrete. Limestone's used in a lot of stuff. Your building products, your building pads. Every highway you see has limestone base. It's used in everything. It's one of them deals. You don't build a house without some kind of limestone product. You don't build a building. You don't build this. You don't. When you see piles, just my opinion, okay? I'm not a fucking expert, people, but I slept at a Holiday Inn Express last night, so I'm going to give my opinion. When you see piles like what I'm seeing, that means people aren't buying, which in turn means people slowed up on building. People slowed up on paving. You know, the government slowed up on paving. The paving industry slowed up. The concrete industry slowed up. The building industry slowed up. The highway industry slowed up. Everybody slowed up. You know, you go through these industries, they don't do it without limestone or some kind of stone product. Okay? So when you're looking up top, I'm in the pit all the time, and Dave can relate to this. And all of a sudden, you see these piles, stockpiles, that in years past were maybe half. And you see these stockpiles, and they start slowing production up, and they're doing different things. You hear on the radio, they're instead of crushing, you know, certain times. Yeah, it's scary as hell because you know what's coming down the river, and we're already considered in a recession. And you think it's bad? In 5 months from now, we're fucked, people. I'm telling you right now, we're screwed.
So, do you normally have like a peak season and it slows down?
Yeah, all summer.
All summer.
Spring's
peak season.
Me personally, it's all year. I mean, I don't make rock.
But I mean, it slows down at some point, right? December.
Well, in the quarry, yeah, in the quarry. I mean, up top, the quarry themselves, it'll slow up in the winter months, but spring and fall is their busiest times. You know, normally it doesn't really lay up. I don't know how many thousand tons they move a day, but I can tell you right now, they're at half of what their normal is. They're at half.
Okay.
And when they're normally moving, I'm just going to throw numbers out here. Nobody hold me to them. But let's just say in a month they move, which is a lot more, I'm sure, but 20,000 ton. They're moving 12,000 ton now. That's scary. And nobody's paying attention to this, Doug, because the illusion's out there right now, everything, and people are buying that illusion. Right there, before 2008, we crushed 5.5 million tons. Now it's less than 3 million. What's that tell you? You know, but the scary part is, and hear me out for a second, my conspiracy theories. The scary part is the media and administrations.
Hold on a minute. Randy, you're here. And we can see your comments. He said he'd been notified he's banned for 18 days.
For what, I wonder?
You didn't say anything, did you?
You didn't say anything. And we can see your comments, so you haven't been booted from a show yet. But there's a grand illusion that this administration's creating, Doug.
Mm-hmm.
We're not in a recession. You heard her say that, what, 2 weeks ago, week ago.
Right.
Peter Dassey, we played the clip. We're not in a recession. Everything's fine. Everything's good. And you got these people that they hear that and take it for their word and say, "Oh, everything's fine. Everything's good. You know, we're still working. It's crashing. It's crashing all around us, and it hasn't quite come right down on top of us yet, Doug. But trust me, people, and a few months from now, you're going to feel the bang. You know.
Yep.
The bang started. You just ain't heard the boom.
And it's going to reach. It's far reaching. We'll talk about that too. We got a story about that.
It's going to hurt everybody. It's going to, but honestly, this is what I think they want. In my mind, this is what they want. And
they want Trump out of the way. He's not a Bilderberg Group guy that believes in
they're going to get him.
beliefs.
They're going to get him out of the way, one way or the other.
Yeah, and they definitely don't want him back in the White House.
Yeah, and the next person I honestly think they're going to go after is DeSantis. Well, yeah, and that's what we're heading to, the Great Depression. And that's what they want, in my opinion. They want the Great Depression for the Great Reset.
Then you're dependent on the government.
Yes.
And then now we're back to the whole Bilderberg.
And they figured out how to screw the middle class. Whatever amount of workers you have right now in the IRS, and Marty said it was 87,000. Is that?
Yeah.
They've done, and I believe it's probably actually more that we don't know about. They've done triple it. They're coming after us. They're coming after us. You got one little flaw in your tax form for the last 5 years that might equal, let's just say $1,000, Doug.
Mm-hmm.
How many million Americans on $1,000? And
you're right.
There'll be no middle class.
And if you read the anti-inflation bill that they passed, that is part of their income. That's how, governments are, they spend money and they're supposed to tell you how they're going to make money by spending this money. That's part of it. They say that they'll make money doing this. So they're out to find you.
And they'll make money to send to Ukraine and everywhere else, and instead of taking care of the American people. And then we're going to all be down at the line hoping to get a box of cheese and a loaf of bread.
Down by the river.
Down by the river in a van. You people don't know how to hunt, fish. We're going to be the lucky ones. Trust me. I mean, that I hope it never comes to that. I hope my grandkids and kids never have to see something like that. But I'm telling you, I'm scared to death that it's going to get real bad in the next 4 or 5 months. And I tell you, Doug, I called it 3 months ago when I see you watch. End of August, September, October, it's going to flare up. This is going to happen. That with the variants and the coronavirus and monkeypox and everything else. Now we have places going back to mask mandates, Doug.
But we'll be talking about
that. You really have to search for a number.
Yes.
Some numbers ain't available like they were before, where you could just turn your phone on. This many cases in a day, this many cases we had 30,000 cases in Ohio, Doug.
How many?
2 weeks ago, I think it was over 30,000 cases in 1 week. Okay, it's like 26 to 30,000 cases in 1 week. You didn't see nothing about it. Let's get into this, and it'll get us kicked off. But remember the scientist in Texas when the pandemic first started, and the doctor from India that was in Washington, and they got chastised and said herd immunity. Remember that word, Doug?
Right. Yep.
Now what we have, and let's look at this, 30,000 cases in a week. We don't see a death number. Remember how they always put the death numbers up?
Mm-hmm.
Fixed with COVID, coronavirus, COVID-19 deaths.
Right.
You don't see one. And the reason in my mind is, and it's just my opinion, Facebook, so don't get all fucking butthurt, because you already kicked us off once tonight. Right. You did your one night, you're allowed one time nightly. Is herd immunity. It wasn't, what, 15 months after Fauci chastised them two people for publicly saying herd immunity will eventually take over, that he come on and said, well, with the vaccinations and herd immunity, we'll get through it. Remember that, Doug, when I flipped out this son of a bitch, you know? So do I believe coronavirus is real? Hell yeah, it's real. COVID-19 is real. The different variants, whatever. Do I believe herd immunity is kicking in? Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know anybody right now that hasn't had it since
right.
2020
Yep.
of March. I don't know anybody that has not had COVID-19 since March of 2020. Just about every person I know has had COVID. Now, there has been some people that have died from it that I know, but as many people as I know, there should have been. Dean hasn't had COVID. Wow. Have you been checked for the antibody?
You might have had it and not even known it.
Yeah, it's very now people walk around.
That was, remember, that's the first time I got it. I was asymptomatic. I just had a cough and I wanted them to give me something for it. You got to get checked first. Okay.
Doug had a little cough and he calls me back. I got COVID.
Yeah. It was just a persistent cough over like 6-7 days and I couldn't get rid of it. And I said, can you send me something for that? Oh, well, you got to come get checked first. And that's the only symptom I had.
Yeah. Dean, it's kind of strange that a kid on top of a mountaintop in Colorado that hadn't gone anywhere caught one variant that came out that was in Africa. And he was the first case in United States that caught the Delta variant, wasn't it, Doug?
Yeah.
He lived on a fucking mountaintop in Colorado. But Willie's on. Willie Patterson.
Willie Patterson. Oh wow.
Watch it, Willie. We got called white supremacists here about 6 months ago, and then hey, you got to watch that show, Willie.
That we did, yes. And when we were talking about it, we were actually fighting. Well, not fighting, but speaking of the wrongdoings, and this guy just went nuts.
Yeah, anyways. So other than that, I mean, you take this all in with this great reset that's, everybody's talking about, and a recession and everything else, So, all right, Doug.
Okay.
What do you want to move
So we're good with Trump. Gonna get he's already indicted in Georgia. We're gonna hear the word espionage a lot here shortly. Just get ready. Do you remember what happened August 26, 2021?
I can't remember what happened a week ago sometimes.
Right, and a lot of people forgot.
Explain. Enlighten me with your greatness.
We left Afghanistan. See how easy it was to forget that? Well, one person didn't forget it.
Who?
The brother of Kareem Nakui. He was a Lance Corporal Marine that was killed there.
Yeah.
He went to his memorial. Yeah, he was one of the 13th. Now the brother went to his memorial I think the 8th, earlier this week, and killed himself. The effects are still following. And
not one time has he mentioned them 13 names yet.
Those 13 names have never been said by the President of the United States, if we have one.
They were taking one off the plane, and he looked at his watch, see what time it was.
Yeah, it was kind of, come on, we got to hurry up. We played that too for you.
What a shame.
So, don't think we agree. We
if you come
absolutely
on
agree.
earlier, that's what I 100% agree that will Trump be involved? I'm sure there'll be a hotline, Doug, between Trump and DeSantis. But
Oh yeah,
and like I say, DeSantis is so polished, and he's a better speaker,
he's a politician, but he
but
does good.
he it'd be yeah. We need
We're
him
DeSantis fans.
big time. You guys got the best governor out of all this, don't you,
Yeah,
Will? Will
yeah.
knew what he was doing when he moved to Florida. He
That's
said, there's going to be a pandemic in 2020, and Biden's going to get
right.
president, fuck this country up. And Ohio's going to have an idiot for a governor, so I'm moving to Florida because they're going to have the best governor. You know. All
He's
right.
cute. So
Sorry.
don't think that these families don't know each other. I mean, they got one thing in common, which is pretty sad. But if this happens again next year, this thing's going to go on for a long time. We'll never forget that.
Because we left it unspoken, Doug. What we did was wrong. We left it unspoken. I mean, our administration didn't acknowledge it. They went right on by it. We played a video that Facebook and all their wisdoms took down of Joe Biden saying in one of his campaigns early years, Doug, about the Afghan war, quote unquote, out of his mouth. You cannot just go in and pull out of Afghanistan and Iraq in that area. You can't just pull out. It will take several months to pull out and do the right thing. If you go in and pull out right away, we'll be fighting our own weapons that are left there. We played that last year, right after he did what he did, Doug. I don't know if you remember that. We played that clip of him saying that, and then turned around and he did exactly what he did. And, the Afghanistan people and government made a promise the Taliban wouldn't take over. But the whole thing was a fuck story, how he did it. And the worst part is God bless the 13 soldiers that were killed and their families. But there's thousands of other soldiers that were killed in that war, Doug, for nothing. But these 13 were left to hang and was never acknowledged. And their families, I don't know. I can't imagine what they go through every day. And one of them was from Berlin Heights, my hometown, Max Soviak.
Right. So they're pairing up DeSantis with Candace Owens. That would be good.
I've been saying that for how long, man? Right? DeSantis and Owens.
Yeah. There's a general who just spoke out about Afghanistan 18 hours ago. Yesterday, said that we are back to square one there. It is completely the way it was when we walked in.
Of course. You got the left side, the far left side that I've went off on here and gotten in trouble. You got the far left side in the woke nation, so to speak, Doug, the woke nation preaching about you can be a fucking cat. You can identify as a female. You can identify as whatever you want. We can't hear this. We can't hear rights. Everybody's equal rights for everybody, this, that, and the other. The same motherfuckers that voted for Biden are the same motherfuckers that set the Afghanistan women back hundreds of fucking years.
Right.
I get worked up about it because they preach that shit in the United States. But what they voted for, the Afghan women for the last 20 years of that war, Doug, since the start of that war and we kind of liberated, Afghan women were going to school. They're going to college. They were taking part in offices of government. And one fell swoop in 2 weeks. It wasn't even 2 weeks, I don't think, Doug. It all went away. And go over there now. Don't fucking preach to me about all these fucking rights you need to have and what we're doing wrong in the United States and oh my God, this, that, and the other, and women get treated, they need to be up, and then you're the same woman that voted for Biden that said them, you go over there and live now. And see how, run your fucking mouth over there and see how long you last, especially as a female. And guess what? They'll stone you on the street, beat you on the street, behead you on the street. Nobody does shit. They don't care, Doug.
It goes back to that young lady that we spoke to at Diana's.
Yeah.
And she was scared to death.
Whoa. Yeah.
Speak about.
We don't have opinion.
No, they said we are not allowed to say anything about our government. We'll go to jail for that. And we kind of looked at
she would not give her opinion about Trump.
Right. We just asked what her country and people thought about Trump. And she just like, whoa.
Terrified look on her face.
Yep. Like we were Secret Service agents or something from her country.
Yeah, coming to test her. And and that's what I'm saying. But that's about to get stripped from us, Doug. It's about to get stripped from us if we don't make a change.
All right. Well, they made a change in Fargo, North Carolina, at a school.
Oh God.
No, the North Dakota Board of Education. So it's the state education.
Or North Dakota, not North Carolina.
Of North Dakota. What did I say? North Carolina?
North Carolina. Yeah.
Well, close to. I had North in both of them. So anyhow, they have decided that they voted Tuesday. They're no longer going to recite the Pledge of Allegiance before board meetings.
Why is that?
Because given that the word God in the text of the Pledge of Allegiance is capitalized, the text is clearly referring to the Judeo-Christian God, and therefore it does not include any other faiths such as Islam, Buddhism, Hinduism, and all those other ones. And it's non-inclusionary. And the reason that I bring these up is because it starts one place and it just starts catching on. And then, soon it's going to be in Ohio and they're going to stop doing the Pledge of Allegiance. Do they even do them in classrooms now? I don't think so.
Is
anybody got kids?
Anybody allowed to count? There we go. Here, I'm gonna go on, Doug. There, I'm gonna fucking go off.
No, I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. That was
these motherfuckers. They're doing this shit, right? They're doing this shit, taking it out again because it says God. But we got a president who's backing this shit, correct?
Mm-hmm.
But yet, God rest their souls. Yeah, Edison School still do. Thank God. Am I allowed to say that, Facebook? Thank God. But
thank him.
But we have a president. God bless them kids that got killed at that school, and their families. I can't imagine what they went through. But then we have a president that goes on national TV, and say we have to pray for these kids and God. Remember that? Remember how fucking mad I was? I called you up. This son of a bitch is taking God out of everything. Everything. This left side. And he goes on TV and says it more than any other president I've heard say it. In one interview, in one session of what they show. So isn't that hypocritical? Yes or no?
Yeah. But we're not done with this. There's another piece of it that they said. So the Pledge of Allegiance is going to end up. Hi, Deborah. She made it. You got to follow us around because they keep kicking us off. We're hitting some hot topics. So
we're an ex-Mark Fakita.
right. So they said that not all U.S. citizens have liberty and justice, therefore making the line "one nation with liberty and justice for all" untrue. So they're picking apart
They're picking apart the Pledge of
the
Allegiance.
Pledge of Allegiance that we've done for how many years? How many years did you say that and just know that you were pledging allegiance to your country? That's all you were doing. Now we've picked it apart and
Who doesn't have justice? Who doesn't have, with liberty and justice for all? Who?
I agree with you. Who doesn't?
Explain to me who. That's the question I got to these people. Explain who.
I agree
The
with you.
lady in Russia. The lady in Russia, she broke the law.
I wonder if she's reciting the Pledge of Allegiance, no doubt.
I bet you she was. She never said shit. She said she broke the law. But who? We're liberty and justice for all. She's in another country. This is just an example, Doug. She's in another country. So you have people that break the law and they get in trouble because you don't agree with what a jury does or whatever. Their peers judged them, Doug.
Correct.
Convicted them.
Correct.
I mean, not everything is perfect. Not everything's perfect. There's different flaws in everything we have. Everything. You go to the different movements of everything in this country right now. You can pick apart flaws in every movement that there is, and every person. So, don't start picking apart one side and expect. And this is the fucking country we live in now. We can pick apart everything about one side and do this, but if you start throwing back stuff on the other side, you're discrimination, racist, bully, every word you can think of that's bad.
This is the State Board of Education in
Imagine that.
North Dakota. And obviously the schools are going to follow their footsteps, and we're not going to have the Pledge of Allegiance much more. Where do you do the Pledge of Allegiance? Where else do you do it? Do you say it every morning when you go to work?
No.
Where do you say it?
I could just see calling Mike Huffman, Mike Huffman calling that call. Hey, I just took 5 minutes on the clock and I did the Pledge of Allegiance. Jesus.
Where else do you do it? Where else do you say it? You don't say it at the track. We do the national anthem.
We do the national anthem, but it used to be, council meetings, commissioners, county commissioner meetings, different meetings. The Boy Scouts, the Boy Scouts still do it, but every government meeting before it started, you did the Pledge of Allegiance.
Mm-hmm.
I know that for a fact. Okay. Used to. I'm not saying they still do. I'm saying they used to. I don't know.
Where do you think they learned it? Did they read it in a textbook?
I can tell you right now, I learned it from going up through school, saying it every morning. Every day you were in school in the morning, the loudspeaker come on and you'd say the Pledge of Allegiance.
Right.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
Okay. Right. You know it by heart, and
we'll
talk about that.
Yeah, it's coming this week. DJ didn't have time. We'll talk about that here in a little bit.
So they learned it from, most of us learned it from school, and unless you go to something political, generally, you don't hear it.
No. But how many of you to this day, on that right side over there, when someone says they're saying the pledge, stands up, put your hand over your heart, start reciting it like you said it yesterday, the day before, you know what I mean? Just boom, instantly, you say it with your hand over. Remember, you used to have stand and hand over your heart.
That's a good question, Joe, and I just might send an email and ask that question. what you swore to get into office, so
Sword on the Bible, except for Island or whatever her name is. And I don't think Cortez did. I think the one sword on the book, Muslim book. It's a question I'll ask. If I had to answer right now, I'd say no, dude.
you know what? Can you text Swearingen and ask him if they do that every day?
Yes.
Does the military say it?
I'm sure they do.
I can't remember. It's been a long time ago.
But all right, Doug, I'll send a text.
Thank you.
Of our show, and
Great.
then you're gonna yell, "What are you doing on your phone?"
No, I'd like to hear that.
Go ahead, Doug.
And while we're waiting, let me get this set up here. Hashtag's going to be no bull show. Are you texting me?
No. We really got our shit together, people. We just Doug threw me for a loop here. It's all Doug's fault.
You're all right. Hold on, we're gonna get the StreamYard tool up here. Hashtag no.
Hashtag no bull show. No bull show.
And
technically the no bull show, not the no BS show.
Right. We got a couple different versions of it. Wendy Bell says it's pledge on every radio show she has. Wendy Bell. Awesome.
Yes, before every session they do the pledge in the State House.
Okay. Thank him for that.
I am.
Especially at
everybody's out there. Everybody's out there. Yeah, this motherfucker's messing a state representative at 9:00 at night, and they expect us to,
right,
right there. So y'all know.
Yep, before every session. Good deal. Thank goodness. So,
we still have that. We still have that on Ohio.
Yeah. So we're giving away some pizza tonight,
and we're gonna give 2 tickets away to the races this Saturday.
All right. What?
Look at that, Big D's Pizza.
What's going on at the races?
Tim Enzyme Memorial Modifieds.
All right.
Oh, that right there looks good, dude. I tell you what. Last couple times you mentioned, it all looks good, but there's a couple things in there. Did you go by the ribs yet?
Yeah, they're right here.
Right there. There's the ribs. Dean, Tug hasn't said he's got his ribs he sent a month ago.
Right. I ask every week. I call him during the races. Chris, still nothing.
Nothing. Man, that looks good right there. I'm a fold over guy. I like fold overs.
Perfect.
All right.
Yeah, I'm happy our legislator does it as well.
And thank God we still do it in Ohio. But
we're going to be talking about Ohio here in a little bit. So
we got to keep.
I missed that part of I missed that whole part of the trip. I wish I was there. You guys can do FaceTime and just hold the phone up.
We had plenty of conversation. We were all at the fights last night and the race broke out.
Right. Yeah, they had that happen.
But All right, Doug.
Share. All right, hold on. I'm bringing it up.
Bringing it up. No
Bring it up.
bullshit. Here
All
comes the
right.
producer.
Oh, hi.
She can't hear you. I got my headset on.
You can repeat it.
Dave does like blueberry donuts. So when I get donuts, I got to make sure. He's a special son of a bitch, Doug, because I always get a couple blueberry donuts in a bag or make sure nobody eats the blueberry donuts. And Dave and
Right.
Ken, Ken's another one. But
So if you would like some donuts or anything, and we're going to be talking about Miss Mary, see how she's doing. But
I need someone to
Get you
make me
ordering.
some cookies.
Tell Aaron I said hi.
Tell her I said hi.
our executive producer can't make a cookie.
A big chocolate chip cookie?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe if she would make us like 4, Doug.
That's good. All right, so we're giving away a pizza.
Let's say fuck Sweet Mary's Bakery.
It's just how we are here. And we want 1 cent to them and 1 cent to the police department. In Akron.
Yeah. In Akron. All right, here we go. How many people in the poll?
11 of 23.
Okay. Big D's Pizza. Dean Henry, we thank him.
Mm-hmm.
Not many people do shit on a show like this, and we thank you, Dean.
Yeah.
You're
special. So, this isn't bad. You're a special kind of person.
Yes, no shit. We thank you, Dean.
Nice.
Well, no, he he's got the same beliefs everybody in that room and me and you, and it's so we appreciate you, Dean. Everything you do for our other programs too, and everybody else in racing. So, Big D's Pizza. Here we go.
And that is going to go to
Chaz Clark. Mr. Tranny.
And you have 2 weeks to redeem.
2 weeks to redeem. Mr. Tranny. The guy that said Tranny and got booted off Facebook.
Like within a minute or two after he said it. And he was honestly talking about his tranny.
It's his transmission. Okay. 2 tickets this weekend, Saturday night. Tim Enzyme Memorial. Modifieds, North Coast Stock Series, Renegade Stock Series, and Beginner Stocks. 7 o'clock start time. Doug, throw it up there.
All righty.
Kevin's not watching tonight, so I'll give a couple tickets.
Okay. Randy
Deakins.
There you go.
And so I retired from that shit.
Why do you keep dragging me back? I know what it's like.
Yes, he did.
All right. Is that it for giveaways?
Yeah, we'll get in that at the end of the night.
What?
Nancy Honest.
Oh. Okay. So we're good on that.
Yeah.
Okay. Guess what? Something else that you'll love.
Oh boy.
Let me pull it up. Make sure that I'm giving. There we
Last time we called the fire department Perkins Randy, we had 2 squad cars, 2 cop cars, a pumper, and an ambulance on the track.
Hey, it was an accident. If you get caught in an accident, you're gonna get the whole kit.
Never forget that cop. What's going on here? Had a wreck.
Was that that was the one that flipped over, right?
Yeah, Justin Sandy flip. Remember the cop come walking up? What's going on here? Had a wreck.
It flipped his car.
Not sure why you're here, but what do you want to cite him? Or is that him? The guy's laying right there, dude.
He had the inside lane. I don't know what you're gonna say.
I don't know.
You gonna overrule our call?
Yeah. So.
All right.
All right.
Okay. So Nashville. Now we go.
Nashville.
Nashville. Yes.
Isn't that where they had the big explosion that took out the mainframes for the election computers?
Yes, I believe that's where that was.
I remember it was amazing how within 24 to 30 hours they had DNA back on the guy.
And
where it normally takes a week or two. Man, I was just talking about that shit last night.
You're going to be talking about something different now.
Oh boy.
So, if you are a male, boy, whatever, in Nashville, Tennessee, there's a it's called Harpeth Hall. It's an elite girls' school. Now they have decided by vote that as long as you identify as a female, you can enter that. You can enroll. That's all you have to do is say that you identify.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
So imagine if your granddaughters are going to an all elite girls' school, and then your son decided that he wanted to identify as a female when he goes to the school.
You already know my feelings on this. Yeah, or allowing kids to identify as a cat. Or allowing them to identify as everything they want to identify. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, look down. You'll know what you are. It doesn't matter what you identify as. You're a male or you're a female. Simple. Will I agree with it? No, there's people that are okay with this. I personally, I'm not. I'm not saying you're right.
How can you even be remotely for that when, like Tammy says, government funding's all based on numbers and things like that. The census is based on male, female, not cat, and whatever thing you decide to be. In Huron County, you can do whatever you want there, but what happens?
You pay a doctor $100. He agrees with you. You go and get your birth certificate, license, everything changed.
Everything changed.
I mean, what here. Let me explain.
When's
my
the
feelings.
law we're gonna have so many problems.
Let me explain my feelings on this.
Again,
and I go to athletics, that side of it. So Jim Bob is going to the school down the street from this, and Jim Bob just doesn't have the right amount to take to make a starter on varsity or be a superstar, on football, basketball, I should say, basketball or whatever, women's softball shit. So Jim Bob identifies as a woman, goes over, and they let him play. Now he's a superstar. Is that right? No, not in the slightest bit. Not in the slightest bit is it right. What is it? Florida's the one that said this ain't happening no more?
He was on talking about a lot of stuff, and that was one of them.
Yeah, and the thing of it is here's how screwed up we are. It is these people that are behind this, okay, that say this is good, this is great, you should let them identify as what they want, we shouldn't interfere. Now, their daughter was a superstar in basketball. Now, all of a sudden, she ain't a superstar, Doug. Now, she gets beat out of that 4-year scholarship because Jim Bob's identifying as a woman. He's going to get it under women's basketball.
But we're not doing anything about it.
But what I'm saying is they're going to be the first ones in. The first ones in to come back and bitch about that. Yeah. Well, they're discriminating towards you, Ed. I think you're more in a Rottweiler based area, but you know,
Would be interesting to see that.
yeah. But you know, here's the thing, Doug. They'll be the first ones to bitch, and this is what I'm pissed about. Is you can believe in whatever you want and have whatever opinions you want. Your opinions don't have to be the same as mine. I don't care, but you got a right to your opinion, whatever your belief is. I don't give a shit. But don't force it on me, and don't force it in these situations. And once you make that decision to be okay with that, Doug, you can't later say I'm not okay with that. You were one of the ones that forced it down our throats and all that shit. Now you want to change your mind because now your daughter isn't getting a, you know, that's what's going to happen.
I can't get past the criminal part of it because you got people out there that are like that. You know, the asymptomatic predators.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And they're going to do that shit.
Yeah.
Dave Lowry hit it on the head. You know, that bull out there is identifying as a cow. Go milk it. I guarantee you ain't going to like the milk. You know.
Right.
Don't they normally have, you know, several areas you can milk? That cow there's only got one, lady. Sorry. Milk them. Let's see what you get, you know.
Is that true?
I don't know. It must be. If she put it up, it's true because she gets censored a lot more than a lot of us.
Come on. Jeez, always.
And that's how fucked up this country is right now. We're okay with this. And if you speak out against it, you're a racist or you're discriminating.
Right.
They can jam every fucking thing they want to jam down our throats, and we got to take it. We got to sit there with our mouths open and take it. And if you have an opinion against anything that's a woke generation right now, they come out at you with you're racist or you're discriminating or the big words, Doug. You know, there for a while, you remember bullying? Bullying was the big word.
Yeah. Yep.
They're bullying me, man. Everybody backed off. Oh my God, he said bullying. Can you believe it? You know.
Right.
I wish it was just that now. Now they come out, well, you're discriminating. We're not discriminating. You're a fucking guy. You know. And I said this before, and I still stand by it. If you really want to be a woman and identify as a woman, go spend 15, 20 grand, get the operation. It's probably more than that now, but you know, you want to impress me, go get surgery, become a woman, an actual woman. Simple, Doug.
Don't encourage
You know?
anybody.
Well, seriously. You know, it's sad. Thank God I ain't single no more.
You might ended up with.
My God, can I buy you a drink? You're the most beautiful woman in this place. Yeah, I'll take a shot at Jack Daniels, please. But
Oh my God.
And that's the direction we're going.
That is.
What do you do? The question is this: what do you do? What's the military do? Where's our military at now? When you go sign up at the military, I want to be in the military, and you walk in with your dress on and your high heels. Okay, you know what? Where do we go with that, Doug?
I can't even tell you anymore. I have no idea.
Oh,
Would
yeah, and that's it, Doug. That's left. You know, that's left us. You can make your own opinion. I don't have to agree with it. Let's just take, for example, and I'm not going into detail, something happened last night, whatever. There's 20 different opinions out there of what happened. This, that, or the indifferences, Ed, and you know what I'm talking about. But your opinion might be a little bit different. My opinion might be different than the next guy's opinion, might be different than that other side's opinion. That's okay. That's okay. But it's not anymore, Doug. And that's the problem. It's not anymore. If your opinion doesn't go with the woke generation in life right now, you're a racist. You know
It's funny.
what up there? What Deborah
Yeah,
put?
your DNA doesn't change if just because you're mentally ill or you're an idiot. What was that? Zuckerberg?
That Zuckerberg's flying around again.
But
Zucker.
you put chicken on a package of pork, it's false advertising.
No, it ain't, because right before
Not
you killed that
anymore.
chicken, it was identifying as a pig.
Yeah,
Right?
no,
Same thing.
I mean, if I got in trouble for false advertising, that's what I would say. It was showing pig
Listen,
sign.
I'm the chicken whisperer. I'm a chicken whisperer, and that some bitch told me it wanted to be a pig, and that's what it's about.
All right, you want to talk about something that happened in Alliance, Ohio?
Yeah, let's talk about Alliance, a great town.
It is a great town. Mount Union College. That's where the radio station is that I worked at.
With the Purple Raiders, isn't it?
Riders, aren't they? I don't know.
Raiders, Mount Union Raiders.
Okay.
Purple and white.
All right. See this little girl?
Yes, she's selling lemonade just like here last week. The kids had across the street a lemonade stand.
Isn't that nice? Does that bring back memories?
We all used to do it. How many times? I couldn't believe it. I come home a couple weeks ago and they had a lemonade stand setting up across the street.
Not in Alliance, Ohio. You don't.
The health department?
You're close. Actually, you might hit it on the nail there. So what was going on, and this is the only reason it got brought up, and I'm telling you, it's going to spread. So when your kids want to do lemonade, make sure that they get the proper permits to do it. They were having a rib and food festival last week. The people that run that festival called the police and said that now she's not connected to the food festival. She was like blocks away in front of her dad.
In front of her mom and dad's house.
Their business. And they said she's selling, she don't have a permit, and police are like, they had to do it, so they had to go shut her down. What the police officer did, though, which was kind of cool, was he gave her $20. So at least she made some money.
Police are terrible.
And now, since the story broke, people have donated to her, so she's got a couple $100 now. But yeah, the police are terrible. They gave her $20 and they shut her down. Now,
why? What reason was it that they shut her down? Because she didn't have a permit to sell? What if she put on a sign, free donations accepted?
I don't know. But what it says is in order to get a food license, it only lasts 5 days. It's $40 for the 5 days. If she wants to sell on the street,
to sell lemonade?
Yes. If she wants to sell it on the street, she has to get a street permit. If she sells in front of a business, she has to have a solicitor's permit.
She's not selling. She's giving it away for free when you can donate if you want. Hey, you thirsty, sir? I got free lemonade. By the way, that's $2. It's $2 rent for standing on my dad's property. Right. So here, and this pisses me off. I tell you what, I get it. Listen, I understand some shit with COVID and, all this stupid shit we got going on in the world. But here, stop and think about this. We're all bitching we ain't got nobody to work. Nobody wants to go to work. Nobody wants to go to work. Nobody wants to work. But yet this little girl and these kids across the street, for example, okay, they're trying to hustle. There you go, $70. So they're trying to hustle, make a little money. And this is what we do. Here comes the police car. Well, so and so's bitching because you don't have a permit. Well, I'm giving it away. Would you like some? I got a donut here too. You know. So my question is this, Doug. What if? Because the minute you started talking about it, it brought me to them kids out there. What if you put free donations accepted? Now you're not selling anything. Do you need a permit?
Well, you're soliciting
Ah,
because you have your signage that says free lemonade. So you're soliciting.
how are you soliciting? You're not getting paid for the lemonade.
Get a solicitor's license so that you can do that.
How are you
I would
soliciting?
I would say the health department would be more involved in that than
So here we go. We're fucking crushing kids. We're crushing kids' hopes.
yeah. You're right.
Come on, give me a fucking break.
And listen, the cop was really cool about it. He did not want to do that. I guess
He's got to
kinda
do his
him-hawed-
job.
Right, and that's what they said. The cop did have to do it. He had to enforce it because if the complaint didn't happen, the police don't get involved. But
So-
these idiots from the food festival, whatever that was called, Ribbon Food,
Boy, it'd be like it'd be nice to get their names.
Ohio Ribbon Food Festival, they called the police.
How fucking how petty are they?
Exactly.
Huh?
Exactly.
The kid's gonna sell maybe $20 in lemonade if they're lucky. Really? Here's $20. Shut the fuck up. You
Right.
know.
Right. I don't know, Deb, if they do or not.
What?
There's an Ohio news station that advertises for them, which would be kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, Mark's got a point. Don't put a sign up.
They get
Send them a cookie too. We'll send them a cookie too.
They get a cookie. I think.
Oh, I need to make 4 cookies now. 3 cookies. One
Right.
to Sweet Mary's that says "fuck Sweet Mary's." One to Akron Police that says "fuck Sweet Mary's," and then one to the Ohio Ribbon. What?
Ohio Ribbon Food Festival.
Ohio Ribbon Festival that says "fuck Ohio Ribbon Food Festival." I need to send them a glass of lemonade. They're right on the glass.
Again, here's a kid that's 8. I think.
So let me tell you what I would do
if you were
and
what?
if
8
I
years
was
old.
the parent. If I was the parent,
The parent. Okay.
I'd say okay, and I'd go right down Ohio Ribbon Food Festival, and I'd call the health department. So you walk with me and point out every violation there. Plain and simple. In something like that, there's some kind of violation going on.
Yeah.
I'm telling
Always.
you, straight up.
You can find it. Mm-hmm.
You can find it. But why wouldn't I? Then they would say, well, that's terrible. You're singling us out. No, you singled that poor little girl 2 blocks away out.
Right. Right.
Crushed her hopes, and
Right.
now you're crying. And that's how this world works now, Doug. That's how this world works. It's just what I was saying. It's okay for this, but if you do it back, there'll be some kind of bullshit come out. You're singling us out. No, you singled a poor 9-year-old little girl out 2 blocks on the street. They ain't hampering your festival at all. And crushed her hopes. I mean, they're going to remember that the rest of her life.
As you remember doing lemonade when you were a kid.
Right. But she'll remember it the rest of her life. Hopefully, as she gets older, she laughs about it. Yeah, I remember I sold lemonade and the cops come
Got
shut me down.
busted.
Yeah, but who knows? In today's world, we have an adverse effect anymore. We don't laugh about shit like that no more when we
Right.
get older. We go see a shrink about it.
Right.
And your feelings were hurt, and Unbelievable that we're that petty as a nation anymore. Unbelievable. Uh, where's their next event? Because I think they do events all around.
I don't know. I'll look that up though and find out.
Ohio Ribbon Food Festival. Well, wouldn't that be something if we went down and meant to people to put it on and talk to them, and they didn't
Yeah.
know that we were going to talk to them?
Yeah. Did they
Hey, I
ever
seen a
permit
little
him-
kid up the street selling lemonade. You want to turn them into? Whatever.
Right.
I think it's great. Listen, I can't drink the lemonade and shit.
Oh.
I can't because of the sugar. Yeah, I told you before. Regular pop throws my sugar way out of whack. Lemonade, I got to watch what I drink and that kind of stuff. But I went over and handed them $10. Now they had chocolate chip cookies there too. Okay, lemonade and chocolate chip. I took a cookie because I can't drink lemonade because of sugar, but I can eat that chocolate chip cookie, Doug. But
Right.
but still, I went over and handed them $10. Reason being is this: because we're bitching about the community, work community. Not enough workers. We're not teaching kids coming up through trades, anything. We're coddling them, so to speak, whatever. Now these kids want to go out and hustle a little bit, make a little money, and work for it. In a sense, Doug.
Mhm.
You got to reward kids that want to do that. And what do? We go, sorry,
Yep.
sorry.
Well, I'll find out where they're going next, and we'll meet up with them, probably all the way down in Cincinnati or something. So, when your kids went to school, did they have cell phones?
Yeah, but not till they're about 15.
Okay, so high school,
Yeah,
and they took them to school,
I believe so, yes.
and you allowed them to use it.
Not during school hours. I mean, that was up to
Did
school.
the school say no, or
I believe so, yes.
okay? So
I don't think, and it's a while ago, I don't think they were allowed to take them into the classroom. I can't, or they could, they had to be off or some shit like that. I don't know.
well, and I'm not sure where this is from. This was a tweet that came out that went viral, so I'm still grabbing information from it. But the tweet says that the school released a new policy saying that officials can read any text messages between students even after school hours.
They're full of shit. You can't fucking do that. Let me tell you, we've went over this before.
Yes, we did.
They have to have a search warrant.
The school says that if let's say you had a phone, they see you texting, they can take that and read all the messages, even if you did it last night at home. They can read those messages.
They kiss my ass. I own that phone.
Well, you're in their school.
Doesn't matter. School. This is a fucking problem I'm getting sick of with schools. They think they're above the law and can make whatever fucking decisions they want. And the law, you cannot by law do that. Period. End of discussion. By law, you cannot do that.
We talked about it from down here because the kid said that they took his phone and read his text messages.
Yeah. Remember, I got wound up then. By law, if that's my phone, my kid's using it. You're not allowed to confiscate it. But they still can't go in and look what's in your phone without a search warrant.
I agree with you. Even a cop cannot ask you for your phone and read your text messages.
A cop takes your phone from you and any kind of, even a DUI or anything, it doesn't matter what crime you committed. A cop takes, I got your phone. You see, if you watch Cops for the first 48 hours, for example, okay? The first 48 hours is a good one if you ever watch it. They take a phone, and if the guy doesn't give approval to go into that phone, they got to have search warrants. Now you get a search warrant in a matter of minutes, but still, you know, even to unlock that phone, Aaron, or go through that phone, they got to call AT&T or whoever your carrier is. And then they got to show them the search warrant and everything else. There's a process that's personal property that cannot be gone through without a search warrant. So, you know, a school board can't say and get it approved through the school board that we can take your phone at any time, point and read everything in your phone. No, you can't.
And I will tell you, Steubenville, Big Red, I'll put them out there. They do it. I talked to a kid that had his phone taken, and they went through it.
It's wrong.
But nobody's doing anything about it. Nobody's doing anything about it. They
throw our hands. Well, you know.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't have your phone. Yeah, yep.
The what if? Okay, let's throw a what if out. You know, right? Here, let's throw a what if out. What if? Let's say Aaron's in high school, and he's got his phone, you know, right in Steubenville. Me and his mother are arguing, whatever, and I send Aaron a text, you know, hey, your mother's being a bitch, you know, I'm fucking sick of her shit. I wish she'd, you know, da. What am I gonna have? Children's
Cops
service
at your door. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Over.
And it could have been, yeah, right. It could have been anything.
You know, it could have been because I didn't empty the dishwasher and I was pissed off. She got mad, you know, and no physical violence or threats or whatever. But next thing you know, and this is where the communism part in my mind's coming out, you know, and the fucking schools are the ones that are doing it the most. You know, I mean,
right.
They want to do that shit, but they took away corporal punishment. You got parents okay with some of this shit. Well, I think, you know, but don't spank my kid's ass. Yeah.
Read whatever they bring home because it'll be in there.
What, the paperwork they're bringing home?
Yeah, the school. What do they call it? Their little manual.
Let me put it as bluntly as I can put it. If your fucking kid comes home and a school board thinks that they can okay a process like this, get a fucking lawyer right now and go to the school board. Don't talk like the lawyer talk. Because they're breaking several laws, Doug. They're infringing on your fucking rights. If you want to start talking about rights, they're infringing on your rights. And we as a nation don't give a fuck no more.
I fought the law and the law.
Little fucking things. They're shredding the Constitution. Little things. Schools are shredding every Constitution you can think of on some of the dumb shit they're doing and teaching these kids. But they're shredding it. It's just like you still don't hear nobody. They look at you like you got worms coming out of your mouth. Well, you know, the Bilderberg Group got global tax pushed through. What are you talking about? Global tax, motherfucker. Global tax. It's the first thing that got pushed through in the world. Oh, come on. Read up on it. Whatever. Okay, whatever. When the digital dollar gets pushed through for the whole world and this gets pushed through and we're all sitting there eating rice and happy we got a bowl of rice to eat.
Right.
You know, because we're one world, then come back and tell me. Because that's what it's going to. You want conspiracy theories? That's exactly what it's going to. The Great Reset, they're putting this country down the tubes. There, I'm a wacko, whatever. But that's the direction it's going to. That's where they're trying to put us, though.
Yes. And
2 years ago, I'd have said, no fucking way. And I did to Doug. 2 years, there ain't no way.
Right.
Now? Every direction this country and other major countries are going, trust me. How do we send fucking equipment 3 months ago to a country that isn't done with the war yet to rebuild it? And nobody can explain that answer to me yet, Doug. How?
Right. Tammy, we talked about that about a month or so ago. We actually had the picture of them and what they're going to look like, called Ant Flow.
If you watch our opener, that Facebook and their fucking wisdom takes us off, then sends us a letter 3 minutes later saying it's okay after we have to restart everything. If you watch that opener towards the end, we have a picture of the tampon machines up in the boys' restrooms.
Yeah, it's called Ant Flow.
Mm-hmm. What a joke. What a joke.
Okay. One more thing we want to talk about before we go. The election is coming up. We're under the 90-day mark. Do you know what case was started in 2020 and we haven't heard a word about it since in Ohio? And remember, it was big news, breaking news.
Hard saying.
Do you remember the? Yeah, but
you know how many shows we've done in 2 years?
Do you remember House Bill 6? Considered one of the worst political scandals ever.
No, refresh my memory.
All right, and it's about the Public Utilities Commission and the it's got to do with, let me see.
Am I still trying to guess here?
Yeah. First Energy. Does that ring a bell?
Well, who was in that big scandal? Yeah.
Householder.
And
there's connections now to DeWine.
No.
And but you don't know this because nobody's talking about it.
The media's not going to put it up.
And so when you go make your decision, if you think DeWine did all right, you're going to put him back in. But his guys are all resigning as they get indicted. So did he know or did he not know?
Yeah, he knew. He threw Householder under the bus. Don't you remember that? We were laughing.
Yeah.
He couldn't get as far away from him when that shit hit as he could. We even said then, before any of his name, bet you DeWine's tied in.
Right in the middle of COVID. COVID started in March, and I think this happened in April or May.
And Westerholt even tried to bring DJ in on that in the paper, remember? DJ wasn't he wasn't even in office then.
Right.
So DeWine's tied.
So DeWine is tied into this, and nobody's saying anything because they've drugged their feet for 2 years. They haven't released anything. They haven't said anything. They haven't done anything. Nobody's went to court. And we're all going to vote here in 90 days. Less than 90 days.
A lot of that was up at Perry, I believe. Tommy's right. Tommy Hayward at Perry Nuke Plant, and Davis Bessie too was involved in that with First Senate.
Yeah.
But wasn't that 60 million or something?
I don't know.
Well, and he should, and that's one of the reasons why the GOP went after Mark.
It surfaced in July of 2020. Okay. And nothing's come out. Nothing's come out about it.
DeWine hung what's his name, Householder. Yeah. DeWine hung him on that. Do you remember? He could not get away from him fast enough.
Well, remember that in November, because who's he being challenged by? Nan's something.
The Republicans, the Democrat side?
Facing Democrat challenger Nan Whaley, Whaley.
So we have
Who
two
was-
Democrats. Two Democrats running for governor. Two Democrats running for governor.
Yeah, essentially.
Pretty much.
Right.
Well, why? Here's the question. Where's the media? What was that dude that used to be from Mansfield? Jack.
I don't know.
Remember the guy that when DeWine was always doing his 2 times a week or every day during the pandemic?
Yeah.
And that Jack guy from Deborah, you ought to know this one. Jack Windsor, I believe was his name. Where's he at? Remember they shut him down? He was always one of the first 10 questions, and then
Right.
Jack Windsor, there you are. And then press conferences, he all of a sudden he became like 20th question and they were off air.
Yes. Yeah, Julie, she was from Dayton. Is from Dayton.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we don't want nothing to do with that. But we don't have, yeah. You're right, Cal. You got to pick the lesser evil.
Right.
I cannot ever find myself voting for the one.
You can stick with the devil you know or the devil you don't.
I can never find myself ever voting for that man. I'll never forget that Melon Festival when he walked up and handed my family, my sister-in-law, and all them little pamphlets, at the parade. And he handed it to me, and I said, I don't want that. And handed it back. I ain't voting for your ass. He just looked at me. I said, it'd be a cold day in hell before I vote for you. Embarrassed my whole family,
I bet they were happy.
Why? What? But what? Why? That's a good question. Why haven't we heard anything about that? And I forgot all about it, just like everybody else.
Right. It's just they're just dragging their feet on it. Too many big name politicians in it.
Wow. Maybe we should dig in on that.
Yeah. Don't text him right now, but he might have some information on it.
Well, we're going to talk to him this week.
Right.
He got tied up during the week. I was going in. I had core engineer inspections coming up, going in at 2:30 in the morning until late in the afternoon, and DJ was tied up. But we did talk, what was it, Friday?
Yeah, we're tentatively set for this week.
Yeah, we did. Me and DJ talked Friday, and this week we're going to do a 30-minute recording, 40-minute recording, and then we'll put it out on our page and his page and that, a recording instead of going live, so we can put it out and spread it a little bit better, Doug. Be sure to watch that, please, when we put that out sometime this week. Be sure to watch that, because he's getting crucified by the Sandusky Register, which that company that owns the Register owns several newspapers. And Westerhold and Sandusky, the main guy over here, is a piece of shit. If you can remember, we had to be almost 2 years ago now, Doug, when they come out with that gun bill and the CCW was in question and stuff. We were talking about how Sandusky Register at one time put everybody, CCW owners, I believe in Erie County, wasn't it? CCW permit holders put their name out front and center, and that was Westerhold. And Matt Westerhold's a piece of shit. And we never really touched topic on it too much because it was a slippery slope that we had to slide on, because basically the track, Doug, with the Register but the slippery slope, we're heading down the hill. There's no love there for the other business we're involved in, and Westerhold gets away with too much bullshit, though. We sent an editorial in before the election a couple years ago, wasn't it? 20.
Yeah.
It was in 20. We sent it in 3 weeks before the election. For 3 weeks, we didn't get a return phone call, email, nothing. It never made the editorial page, anything. And it was on behalf of DJ Swearingen. And We had to make several phone calls. Finally, we got a guy. I think it was a day or two before the election. Didn't it go up, Doug?
Yep.
Something like that. And so, he's pretty much slandered in their own way where they can get away with it in that pen. But, he's slandered him and never got. So we're going to put out the other side and what actually happened in that. And DJ can make his statement. We'll put it up all over the place. But it's going to be a recording because, it might be 10 o'clock at night when we do it, Doug. It might be, 4 in the afternoon or what have you. So the easiest way to do it is yes, Joe, it'll be shareable. We'll put it up on the C&D No Bull page. Swearingen will have it over on his pages. So, just stay tuned. Unfortunately, we couldn't get it all done this week because of time restraints on my behalf and his behalf, and it just didn't happen. Right, Doug?
Yeah. What is that? No, that's Cracker Barrel.
Hey, I got to retract. Hold on. I got to retract something. When you put that up, I honestly thought they were taking regular sausage off the menu. They're not.
Right.
This is just that's why I was so pissed off. I thought that they were taking pork sausage and that off the menu, and you had to eat the weeds. And they're not. Yeah, they're not. They have pork sausage, so I gotta retract my ass a little bit. They'll still have some regular sausage on the menu, but they're giving you another option for the plant-based sausage.
For some reason, there she is. Sweet Mary.
Sweet Mary's Bakery. I need somebody to make me some cookies and right on them.
Sweet Mary's, if you missed that, she sold cookies that said,
after the Akron police debacle.
Right. And we want 1 cent to her, Sweet Mary, and 1 cent to the Akron Police Department that says,
fuck Sweet Mary's. Because she sent cookies to the Akron police and selling cookies that said fuck Akron police after that whole deal went down at shooting. So if somebody knows a baker, and we won't put their names on it, Doug.
Unless they want.
Unless they want. We want to send a cookie to Sweet Mary's that says fuck Sweet Mary's Bakery. And then one to the Akron police that says fuck Sweet Mary's Bakery. So if you guys know a baker that can do that for us, unless they want their name on it, we'll hold the name off, but we will send it.
By the time
I called them. Hey, I called that number again Thursday.
Okay.
I got it recorded. I still ain't got a phone call back. We were talking Thursday, and you said something about Sweet Mary. It was Thursday, wasn't it? No, Tuesday, and then Thursday it popped in my head because they were supposed to be open.
By the time she gets it, she won't even know what it's for.
She gets that cookie, she'll know what it's for.
I don't know.
But I guarantee you what will happen here, okay? Here's what's going to happen. Then I'm going to get investigated. Mark my words.
Okay.
Because it'll be some kind of hate crime or some shit stupid that I did that. But it's okay for her to send fuck the Akron police out. Am I wrong?
It may happen, but you got a leg to stand on.
You're right, David. You're absolutely right. Westerhold's a piece of shit. We bit our tongue for what, Doug? 2 years since we've been doing this show. We bit our tongue on him. Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
Deborah Weeds, Cracker Barrel went to a plant-based sausage.
Yeah, it's an option, the plant-based sausage. And when Doug put it up last week, I was losing my shit because I thought they were taking a regular sausage off. They're not. It's an option.
All right.
So if you're a vegan or whatever, you'll be able to eat their sausage. Well, I guess not. What would you eat in there? You can't eat eggs either, can you? I'd like to take 8 patties of the
Weeds.
wheat. Make sure you put the right wheat in here too, because you got Doritos out there, and I want to buy a bag of them before I play.
All right, we are going to let Trump just tell you the State of the Union in
Listen.
what is it, 6 minutes? About 7 minutes.
But listen, I know when we end on something like this, a lot of times it falls off quickly. This is something that I feel y'all need to watch. Everything he's saying, and I don't agree with Trump a lot of times how he says shit, but everything he says in this video is spot on.
It's like a State of the Union, telling you facts. Like here's what's happening.
Here's this, here's that. Our country sucks right now, and everything. Usually
you can say, yeah, I understand, or I don't know about that. But on these, you're going to say, yep, that's right. Yep.
Spot on.
Yeah.
So we're going to close with that. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Sorry that it took us a little longer than normal to come back on, but Facebook and YouTube and all their fucking wisdoms, we don't talk about what they like, so they fuck with us. So they can still kiss my ass. We're still here. So, anything, Doug?
No, I
think swear again.
Nah.
All right, people. God bless y'all. God bless America. Make sure you watch this. Thank you.
See ya.
We are a nation in decline. We are a failing nation. We are a nation that has the highest inflation in over 40 years, where the stock market just finished the worst first half of a year in more than 5 decades. We are a nation that has the highest energy cost in its history, and we are no longer energy independent or energy dominant, which we were just 2 short years ago. We are a nation that is begging Venezuela and Saudi Arabia for oil. We are a nation that surrendered in Afghanistan, leaving behind dead soldiers and American citizens and $85 billion worth of the finest military equipment in the world. We are a nation that allowed Russia to devastate a country, Ukraine, killing hundreds of thousands of people, and it will only get worse. We're a nation that has weaponized its law enforcement against the opposing political party like never before. We've never seen anything like this. We're a nation that no longer has a free and fair press. Fake news is about all you get. We are a nation where free speech is no longer allowed, where crime is rampant like never before, where the economy has been collapsing, where more people died of COVID in 2021 than in 2020. We're a nation that is allowing Iran to build a massive nuclear weapon and China to use the trillions and trillions of dollars it's taken from the United States to build a military to rival our own. We are a nation that over the past 2 years is no longer respected or listened to all around the world. And we are a nation that is hostile to liberty and freedom and faith. We are a nation whose economy is floundering, whose stores are not stocked, whose deliveries are not coming, and whose educational system is ranked at the bottom of every list. We are a nation that in many ways has become a joke. But soon we will have greatness again. It was hard-working patriots like you who built this country, and it is hard-working patriots like you who are going to save our country. There is no mountain we cannot climb. There is no summit we cannot reach. There is no challenge we cannot meet. There is no victory we cannot have. We will not bend. We will not break. We will not yield. Ever, ever, ever. We will never give in, we will never give up, and we will never, ever back down. We will never let you down as long as we are confident and united. The tyrants we are fighting do not stand even a little chance. Because we are Americans, and Americans kneel to God and God alone. And it is time to start talking about greatness for our country again.
They make our lives hell, Sean, every single day because they are threatened by Donald J. Trump. And honestly, I hope, and I'm saying this for the first time, I hope he goes out and beats these guys again, because honestly, this country can't survive this nonsense. It can't. This is not who we are. This is who Venezuela is, Sean. This is banana republic antics. Having a home of the 45th president of the United States raided by FBI agents, safes broken open. This is not who we are as a democracy. Imagine if that happened to Barack Obama. The world would be in an uproar.